meeting up with your daily budget from your chicken or laying birds? Are you a poultry farmer trying to quit the business because you are not meeting up with your egg production? Are you thinking that there is no profit or egg production is not profitable enough to sustain you and your business? Do you have laying birds already in your pen right now? Are your chickens eating their own eggs? Oh, what an annoying mess. Once a chicken starts eating its egg, it can be very bad and difficult habit to break, especially if they teach their friends to do it too. I know from experience a couple of our chickens started eating eggs last year. An egg broke in the nest box. They got a little test and it was all downhill from there. That's it, until we were able to successfully stop their egg eating habit and behavior. Egg eating can have a negative effect on the business of chicken farmers, as it reduces the number of eggs you can sell. It affects your profit and at the same time your entire agribusiness. A chicken may begin eating their eggs if their calcium levels are low. Calcium deficiency causes a chicken to seek out a supplemental diet of egg shell. Chickens may also eat their eggs due to accidental discovery. If a chicken coop is crowded, a chicken can very easily break an egg. Once the egg is broken, the chicken may begin to eat the yolk and develop a taste of the eggs. Therefore, even if the initial egg breaking was an accidental in nature, it may gradually become a behavior in your chicken. And if left in the coop with the rest of the chickens, the hen's behavior may rub off the other further, reducing the number of eggs you can collect on daily basis from your poultry. Once others learn how to eat their own eggs, you start losing more of your eggs because many of them now will be rushing to eat up the eggs after laying it. This particular content is tagged 10 ways to prevent or stop your chicken from eating their eggs. My dear, I'm here to give you the tricks we used in our own farm that worked for us, and it will work for you also. We tried a lot of measures and came to a conclusion and got the right trick to use to stop the chicken from eating their eggs after laying. This is what I want to share with you in this particular video. Watch along to the end and learn how to prevent and stop chickens from eating their own egg. Egg eating is not natural as you think. Chickens sometimes eat their own eggs in the wild, yet it can also be a signal that there is a serious issue in your backyard flock and therefore shouldn't go ignored. Egg eating can also make a big sticky mess of their nest balls or feathers and attract pests and diseases. If you rely on fresh eggs as a source of self-sufficient food or income, having an egg-eating chickens in your flock can be detrimental to you and your entire business. Therefore, if this is the first time you are watching this video or watching any of my training, I would strongly advise you to click the button down below this content and subscribe to this particular channel, the Poultry Site TV. This is where you get all the updates, information, training concerning everything about livestock in totality. Both the feeding, medication, rearing, management and administration in general. Do us a favor also and click the thumb up button at the end of this video if you have found it interesting and educative. Also share the link to your friends and family members, groups, platforms you belong. This will also help us to at least favor some other farmers that are finding it difficult to run their agri-business. 10 tricks to stop your chicken from eating their eggs. How does egg eating start? Many people blame feeding their chickens egg or eggshells, either raw or cooked, for introducing their chicken to eating eggs. But in reality, egg eating generally starts by accident. An egg gets stepped on or otherwise breaks in the nest. One curious hen pecks at it and thinks, this taste is good. And now you have gotten an egg-eating chicken in your pen. She will then start breaking eggs as soon as they are laid, and soon other hens will follow her and all the flock will start eating eggs after laying. The top tricks to prevent or stop an egg-eating chicken are as follows. 1. Assess their diet. Chickens eat eggs as a sign that there are lack or deficiency or imbalance of diet in their feed. Eggs are loaded with protein and the shells are made up of almost pure calcium. These two things are essential to a chicken or chicken's diet or their overall good health. If chickens are not getting enough of either, they may turn to eating their own eggs to compensate themselves. Ensure your chickens are consuming adequate protein by providing a chicken feed that is formulated for laying hens. Most layers' feed contains 16 to 18% crude protein. We often ferment our chicken's feed, which provide probiotics and increases nutrient absorption too. Also, limit threats to an occasional basis only. We give our hens leaves, green leaves sometimes. These also are incorporated in their feed with rich protein. You can also scramble up some egg to feed back to your chicken. Fermenting chicken feed is easy to do. It provides chicken even more nutrients, can boost their immune system, and also reduce your feed cost. Number 2, promote healthy, strong egg shells. Let the shell of the eggs be strong. Laying hens need a regular supply of free choice calcium available to them at all times. This is very important and crucial because eggshells are so high in calcium themselves. Laying hens need to consume a substantial amount of supplemental calcium to lay hard, healthy eggs with firm shells. Chickens may eat eggs if they are not getting enough calcium elsewhere. Insufficient calcium intake can also lead to soft shell eggs or thin shells, which are more likely to crack and then entice even the healthiest, curious chicken to eat eggs. Even worse, too little calcium can cause a chicken to become egg-bound. Therefore, offering additional calcium is a great way to prevent egg-eating behavior as well as illness. Either purchase crushed oyster shells or save and crush their own egg shells. Offer calcium in a dish separate from their food. They eat what they need. I know what you may be thinking now. Doesn't feeding chickens their own eggshell make them more likely to eat eggs? No. The vast majority of experience I've had in chicken keeping, it does not cost that. We bake and crush the eggshells before feeding them, which kills potential bacteria and also changes the odor and flavor of the eggshells, as the case may be. Number 3, collect eggs often. Collect eggs often from your egg balls. Chickens can't eat eggs that are not there. Don't let eggs sit in the nesting balls for a long period of time. Collect eggs as soon as your egg schedule or as soon as the egg is laid, at least 3 times daily, especially if they are trying to break egg eating behavior and that has already developed in them. A big pile of eggs is just begging to be messed with and can increase the likelihood of your chicken becoming broody. There is also a great chance of egg to crack and break when they are laid on top of one another, and this will then attract the chicken to eat up the broken ones. 4. Provide cushioned nesting areas for them to lay their eggs. Have you ever seen a hen lay an egg? Even though they sit down for a while beforehand, they stand up and squat when the egg comes out, so it has to fall several inches before it hits the ground. If the bottom of the nesting box is hard and exposed, the egg could break or crack, and once broken egg, it is likely that the chicken may develop the taste and start eating them. Line the bottom of the coop nesting balls with soft materials like wood shavings, sawdust, and others. For us, we use these durable nesting balls parts and usually add a layer of straw or hair on top of them to dip around it, or you use soft foams. If an egg does not break, clean it up quickly. A bird's eye view on top of the nesting balls, which contains 3 wooden eggs resting on top of each other. They are white, light green, and brown in color. Stop chickens eating egg by keeping a very good laying balls with soft landing. Number 5, you can use dummy eggs in the nest balls. If your chicken begin to peck at their own eggs, try putting a hard dummy egg or 2 inside the nesting balls. Something like golf ball or tennis colored with egg color. These fake eggs, once they peck on them and they could not break it, it will make them lose interest on pecking on the eggs. Hopefully, this will give you a relief and it will distract them from eating their egg. Placing fake eggs inside the nesting balls is also an effective way to train your chickens on how to lay. Nest box curtain or dark dim nesting areas. Do you know that chickens can't see in the dark? That's why the instinctive head into the coop to rest at the dust. So they are far less likely to peck and eat eggs that can't be seen. They can hardly peck on any egg they cannot see. Once the nesting box is very dark, they can lay the egg, but they cannot see the egg. This is the one way to darken the nesting box area, to install a curtain in order to make the place shady. This trick was the most successful measure we used to stop our chicken from eating their eggs. You can create cool little mini curtain on rods, or do something as simple as pin old fabric napkin or cut pillowcase in front of the nest box. Then cover it slightly to make the place shady. When first installed, you may need to keep the curtain pulled or pinned partially open until your chicken get inside them. Later we found that leaving ours completely closed was the most effective at stopping the egg eating. They push right past them to get in and out. You can stop the chicken from eating the eggs with that curtain, and that make their nesting box darker. So the chicken have a hard time seeing eggs and potentially eating them. They cannot eat what they cannot see. Number 7, soap and mustard. Wait, did I just say? Apparently chickens hate the taste of mustard. Plus, who would want to eat soap? Nobody. No chicken will taste that. Not even our own bird. This is an old trick used to stop chicken from eating their eggs. Fill an empty eggshell with dish soap and mustard, which also happen to be mimic at least the usual tricks the olden days people use. Use an egg that has been pecked with, or egg that is not useful to you again. Make a hole, empty it completely, and put the soap water inside, or mustard water. Then carefully make sure you keep it in a place where they will see it and test it. Once they test it, it becomes disgusting to them. They will hardly peck on any other eggs. A close-up image of an egg that has been cracked open by chickens will be used. Then all the chickens will run to break that particular egg. Once they get there, most of them will test it and run out. Once they run, others will fly out and they will never test eggs again. You can either use the soap or the mustard. One of them must work for you. When we first found this pecked egg, it only had one small hole towards the bottom. We used that opening to dump the content, fill it with mustard and soap, and then put it back in the nesting box. It looked like something came along, gave it a few more peck, and then realized it was disgusting. They will hardly try it next time. Number 8, provide plenty of space and entertainment. Keep your flock happy and entertain it fantastically. Make them have space to play. Chickens like playing. They like running around. When the chickens are bored, that is when they can easily eat their eggs. But when they are busy, they will hardly see the egg to eat. Provide them ample space to play and make them busy. Number 9, roll away or sloppy nest box is necessary. This is a very good measure to stop chicken from eating their egg also. To create or make a slopy or roll away nesting box, so that once the egg is laid, it will roll off from their catching area. When all eggs fail, you could create slopy nest balls so that the eggs will roll away from them and it will become too far for them to peck. Number 10, provide enough nesting balls for them. Provide many nesting balls for them. This is a rule of thumb. You should provide one nest ball for every 3 to 4 laying hen. Although they still we want to use the same nest balls at the same time. You can see them struggling to use, but let it be that you have made all the provisions for them. Because when they struggle to lay in one nesting box and there's no space for them, others will enter the available nesting box, and that will reduce the clustering, which can result to breaking of the egg. Because if the egg is not broken, they will hardly taste or to eat it. Implementing some or all these recommendations I've made here should help with your egg eating problem. For some reasons, you don't need to mix out from any of them. Use all these measures and say bye to your egg eating problem in your poultry pen. Egg eating can be a hard problem to solve, and it can spread to other hens if not solved effectively. At the end of the day, it is a personal decision that we each have to make. All in all, do your best to prevent your chickens from eating eggs in the first place with a healthy diet, frequent egg gathering, and ample space to play. If they do start pecking at eggs, I hope these tips help you quickly. As we did, you may need to try several techniques to stop egg eating behavior before you find something that works for you. Be patient and persistent. And that concludes the top tricks to prevent or stop an egg eating chicken. Till I come your way with another follow-up and interesting content. Please feel free to share your experience or ask questions in the comments below, and spread the knowledge by sharing the link of this channel to your friends, groups, pages, and platforms. Thank you once again. I remain your humble servant and coach, Dr. Leonard Charles Nwogu, Chief Executive Officer, Lena Fields Technology Nigeria Limited, a senior consultant and agro-business entrepreneur. May you all be blessed, especially my returning subscribers. I love you all for your good work. My fans, if you are watching from the Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, please continue to follow us. Share this video to your friends, share it to your groups, your relatives, and other platforms you belong, most especially poultry farm blogs and groups. Let